So I work as an Amazon Fulfillment Center associate. Now you're probably asking yourself, what the heck does that mean? You probably don't really care. So basically, I work in a warehouse that deals in returned goods that have been bought off of Amazon. You know how when you get an item that either isn't to your liking or isn't what you ordered, so you have to take it to a store like Macy's, Kohl's, or Target to return it? Well, those items then go from those stores and then get shipped to warehouses like mine all across the country. Orders that get canceled before they arrive at your door also may end up here, assuming they don't end up getting lost in transit or something like that. Now, what do we do with these items? Well, basically, we inspect them. We inspect each item that comes to our warehouse to see if it's like has any sort of damages or if it can be like cleaned, fixed, or whatever, and see if it can be resold to a customer that wants the item, or if it has to be sent to like a donation or liquidation center if it can't be resold. Now, the part of the warehouse that I work at specifically deals with apparel items, t shirts, pants, dresses, but also accessories like watches and ties. And occasionally we also get like a small item like a phone case or some sort of like device. Like I can't think of any specific examples off the top of my head because I haven't worked that specific part in a while. I mostly do shoes, which have to be done separately. When processing returns, one of the very first things we look at is the customer comment. These are completely anonymous at our end. The only way we're able to find out who made the comment is like if someone with like a certain level of clearance accesses the information. But otherwise, like a regular associate like me, like we have no idea who you are. You are like completely anonymous. The purpose of these comments is to help us on our end identify if there's anything wrong with the item and get it like sent out faster so you can get your refund faster. Oftentimes these comments aren't really helpful to us. They're usually blank or have the letters NA on them. And rarely, not too often lately, we get a comment that's like, why do we have to fill out these comments? These comments are stupid and useless. They're meant to deter us. Now, I don't know if that's entirely true. There may be some truth to that. But the primary reason is, again, to help us so we can get you your money back faster. Now, sometimes we do get really helpful comments like, hey, the graphics wrong, or underneath the left arm there is a stain or a hole. Stuff like that that helps us identify quickly where the damage is and so we can get it out and then refunded faster so we can move on to the next item faster and get more people their refunds. However, we do sometimes get unhelpfully vague comments that are simply just stain, hole, not really telling us where it is or how big or how missable it is. Because the last thing we want is to accidentally send out a bad item and then a customer ends up getting sold something really crappy. Stuff like holes and stains can even more likely be missed on more complicated items of clothing like layered dresses, for example. So that's like another reason why like the customer comments are really important for us on our end so we can do our jobs better and you can get the items you deserve. Now, we do often get another type of comment, something that's completely unrelated to the item that's being returned. For example, there was this one time I was processing this like really pretty blue dress. It was like early on when I first started working in this warehouse. I wanted to make sure I was doing my job right. So I went to go check the customer comment to make sure there wasn't anything I was missing. But the comment simply said monkey. And now this puzzled me because nothing about the dress had anything to do with the monkey. Stuff like that is really confusing to us, but it's also really funny when it happens. Another example of this, and this is one of my favorites, comes from the training ambassador that trained me when I first started working there. Now, I don't remember specifically what happened, what was said in the comment, because this was told to me over a year ago, and this comment was found before I even started working there. But basically, the training ambassador went to go process an item, and the comment was just the customer really laying into their husband. Like, I don't know what happened or why, but I guess the husband really pissed off this customer, and they were just using the customer comment to really vent about it. Now, I can't speak for the other associates, but I love comments like this. It keeps the work from getting too boring. It's like a nice little surprise at 4 a.m., which is the shift I work. So if the item is perfectly fine and you don't have anything to comment on, but you're having a bad day, go ahead and tell us in the customer comment. You got a partner that's being a real piece of work, let us know. You hate your boss, tell us about it. We'll be happy to hear. Again, completely anonymous. We're not gonna rat you out or anything, so you got nothing to worry about there. And that's really all I have to talk about for this video. I do have more stuff, but that's for a later video if you're interested. Or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. This is something new I wanted to try. I found I've had a lot of free time on my hands and not really sure what to do with it. So I figured, hey, why not do a YouTube series about it? See where that goes. I hope this is like entertaining in any capacity. Like, I'm doing my best. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm still figuring stuff out. But yeah, that's really all. Have a good one.